Every winter, I get razor thin close to losing my job. Why is that? What's going on? Dog, what? Walk with me, talk with me. Welcome to the channel.
Hey yo, I'm yapping here. What the like, subscribe, let's get it.
As I stated earlier, I almost lose my job every year around wintertime. The short answer is seasonal depression and poor coping skills. What does it actually look like? In this video, I want to go over from my perspective the effects of seasonal depression on a personal level, the effects of seasonal depression on a professional level, and we're just going to go over everything else associated with that and why I almost lost my job. Let's jump into it. So the effects of seasonal depression are heavy, right? And we don't have time to get into all of it today, right? I'm not a psychologist, and this isn't the DSM-5 or 6, whatever one we're on right now. But the effects of seasonal depression on a personal level generally come down to about 3 things for me personally: grooming myself, visible motivation or the lack of thereof, and everything feeling fake unless the pressure is on and I might crack underneath it. So jumping into it here, grooming myself, right, on a personal level is just not enough to be clean, but you have to be presentable, especially if you work in an office setting. Definitely get up, brush your teeth, take a shower, wash your butt. But when you're at a professional place and like your job, right, and you're having seasonal depression moments, your hair needs to be clean and styled. For example, doing the bare minimum works sometimes for this, but not all the time. And losing touch with your skill to effectively evaluate yourself is going to help. It's going to cost you like a lot. You know what I mean? So make sure your clothes are ironed and your shoes are shined, even if you can barely get out of bed. You know, if you get energy at night, do it at night. That's the best thing that I do when it comes to this type of stuff. You know, doing the bare minimum at work is definitely the move for work majority of the time. But if that's the baseline for every day, for me at least, seasonal depression does cause me to slip a bit, and it gets hard for me to maintain that. So where you're keeping up with your bare minimum, in quotations, right? Because these are jokes. That bare minimum line or the method of that needs to be evaluated moment to moment. It can't be a blanket application, because what I come to find out when I'm having seasonal depression, if I blanket application my effort, then it kind of all goes bad, all goes to shit fast, because I'm not paying attention to anything. So we need to take care of that and make sure that's working out for us here. One thing I need to jump on for, or want to recommend for seasonal depression is I do better to get ahead of shortcomings before pressure is applied from outside sources. Going back to the bare minimum thing, it'd be a lot easier, or you would gain a lot more by self-critiquing or setting up a system to be accountable before your boss calls you in and you got to figure out how to explain seasonal depression issues without giving up the ghost and actually saying seasonal depression that you're actually suffering from and are having trouble getting ahead of this at this point in time. So we've talked about kind of 3 things here that kind of led me to this point, and what I want to start kind of solving here is being honest with myself and my struggles, holding myself accountable, and let's break down what a lot of that looks like for me. And I call it the curse of tomorrow, right? The curse of tomorrow looms today, so let's break it with a concentrated action. Small steps help. For example, I recently built and put up shelves in my house. It took longer than I would have liked, and to be fair, I could have planned better. But the reality is that I didn't, initially. I did it. For example, I recently built and put up shelves in my house. It took longer than I would have liked, and to be fair, I could have planned better. But the reality is, I didn't plan. So what I did, instead of getting overwhelmed that I'm not fixing stuff as fast as I wanted to fix it initially, I just did it a little bit at a time. Sand a piece of wood or 2, come back in a day, do a bit more sanding, paint a shelf or 2, start screwing in the brackets, and even if they don't go up that day, the project closer to being done than it was before. The point of steady contribution, instead of waiting for massive swell of motivation, is to get it up or get it all done at once. The swell your brain is looking for comes from small actions building up to carry you, not the other way around. Ask for help as well. Not doing necessarily, although they'll shy away from it, but help staying organized. You don't really probably need help doing things, but the organization is where a lot of things go bad for me, and I'm assuming for you as well. But for me especially, organizing's hard. If things are planned out for me and ready to go, I can act and I can perform. But if I'm not given, or really for self-motivation issues or stuff, if I haven't set up a script for myself to perform, things are just not gonna get done. You know what I mean? And it could be in the form of apps, goal setting, or an accountability buddy. Shout out to my wife. She really be helping me out. But you just need something extra to help stay on track long term, which is what I'm coming to find out is helping me in the long run with this stuff. It's hard to maintain it, especially when it's work and nobody really wants to work. I really don't want to work. I much rather think about scripts or think about recording, stuff like that, and really get into the reason of that. But I got to pay the bills. They're going to get paid, and they're going to get paid. So something to help me stay on track long term. It is kind of the way to go, and I recommend that because it kind of picks me up when I fall, which is fine. It happens. It's kind of inevitable that you're going to fall sometimes. But just having that extra help helps. But to close this out here, I guess the older I get, I realize more and more that the road to success isn't finely paved. It's not asphalt. It just never is a fine road to walk. The road to success is actually, for real, paved with rough gravel and topped with smooth cobblestones, and then layered on top of that with some warm asphalt, and even then it's repaved to fix potholes that develop over time. It's an eternally ongoing process is what I'm trying to say. That whole analogy was just to say that it's like road work. It's never ending. It just goes on and on. And then when that road is paved and fixed to the point that it can't be anymore, you're most likely done traveling that road. But until then, we have work to do and things to accomplish as far as it goes for making sure that road's together, and this is just to cap it all off here again. Seasonal depression does have a cost if you're not, being accountable or up to the point where you can finance that cost long term. For me, the cost is almost my job every year. I really do get into it every year, whether I'm running late for too long or I'm just not performing. Again, I don't want to blame it all on that seasonal depression. That's something that I deal with. That's something that I have. But my way of coping hasn't necessarily been up to snuff lately, or maybe it has been. And maybe I'm just having a hard time with it over time because I don't have some of these systems that I talked about before in place. It's not easy, but ultimately it's up to me to take the accountability to do something about it. And I feel like me sharing that with you guys here is helping me be more accountable for that. It's helping me recognize that this may be something that I'm dealing with right now, or every year come January, if I'm running late more frequently than not, I need to check in and see what's going on with that before I cost myself something long term. Job doesn't like me being late, I might lose it. So I guess that's all I got to say today. Drop something in the comments. Let me know how you guys deal with seasonal depression. It is warming up now where I am, so you'll see a lot more of me, hear a lot more of me. I'm back in the seat, I'm back on the saddle, baby. We'll get back into it. But until then, much love. Have a good one. And let me know how y'all feeling, man. I was gaming out some more.